All right, let's talk about the San Francisco 49ers here for a second. Obviously, their offseason has revolved around Trey Lance and him taking the helms of the franchise at the quarterback position. But they made a really quiet move in the NFL draft that could pay big dividends for the Lance this coming season. Myers, what's the story there?
Yeah, Nick, San Francisco has a very unique receiving situation, and they were missing, I think, one key piece, and that is where Gray comes in. So let me read this article from Bleacher Report. It says, one of this year's more surprising third-round picks was Danny Gray. The former SMU receiver was productive in college, tallying 1,251 yards and 13 touchdowns while posting 15.3 yards per catch. But he also had an 8.3% drop rate in 2020 and a 12.5% drop rate in 2021. So not great, but here's where things get interesting. San Francisco opted for the 6'2", 200-pound Gray over some more accomplished prospects such as Romeo Dubes, Khalil Shakir, and Bo Melton. But where the Niners were lacking last season was in a true downfield threat. Despite having talented playmakers like Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, Gray, who ran a 4.3 340, certainly has some viable deep threat options for the young Lance. So this is where I see Gray coming into this offense. He's going to be the true speedster, open up the top of the defense for the 49ers. If he can get his hands under control, he's going to be a big downfield threat that Trey Lance can go to early and often to open up the passing and running game. What do you think?
Yeah, you're exactly right. So obviously the number one, favorable comp that 49er fans are looking for when it comes to Lance is Pat Mahomes, right? Sitting 1 year behind a veteran. And Pat Mahomes benefited from the speedster Tyreek Hill that obviously opened up the passing game tremendously for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, obviously, if Danny Gray becomes anything close to Tyreek Hill, that's an absolute massive win. But I think his comp, according to NFL.com, is another Kansas City Chief, Demarcus Robinson, who very quietly for Kansas City for a number of years has filled a big role with Pat Mahomes, being kind of a big play guy down the field, if teams give him that opportunity. And like you said, I think the 49ers missed that a little bit. Another point I want to bring up here is that you got the 49ers, Jaquan Jennings is going into the last year of his deal. Brandon Ayuk has one more year after this. So they really need to load up and shore up that wide receiver core before they lose some of their veteran guys, which they probably will after they lock up Deebo Samuel. They're going to lose a lot of cap space. So I look at a guy here that can, fill that role of being the speedster, but also create that depth in the receiving room that will be needed once they lose some of these veteran guys over the next few years.
Yeah, I think that's a really good move. And like you said, it seems all but likely that the Niners and Deebo Samuel are going to come to terms. So you got to keep looking on how to build this offense. And like you said, some of these other veteran guys are coming to the ends of their deals, and you're going to have to pay Samuel a lot. So you're going to lose a lot of these guys. So it's good to dip and get some maybe unpolished diamonds in the rough from the draft that you can really develop and for cheap, and hopefully they pan out for you. And a guy with the raw speed like Gray has and the ability to open up a defense, I think this is an excellent move by the 49ers. I really do think that, like you said, Lance and Mahomes, the comp, very comparable. Both have extremely good athletic gifts, heck of an arm. Lance has even a little bit better legs than Mahomes does to open up, scramble, and try to get Gray time to get downfield and get open and look for the long ball, which Lance can throw very well. So I think all this is very interesting, and I think the 49ers are looking as a very interesting option coming into this season to be a contender in the NFC.
Well, not just an option. I think they're one of the contenders. They went to the NFC Championship game last year with Garoppolo, and obviously hoping Lance is an upgrade over that. But I think you brought up a great point about him being a developmental prospect. Mentioning George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Jaquan Jennings. They already have a deep receiver core. They're not going to ask a lot of this guy right out of the gate unless he comes out and shows he's that good. So he can take his time, develop his physical tools, learn the Shanahan offense slowly, and create bigger and bigger impacts over the course of the season. So like you said, I think this is a great move, for the first of all, to draft Gray and then to develop him the way they are. And I'm excited to see what Gray becomes with the 49ers too.
All right, Nick, it's time to get your internet privacy back today on every device you own in any country you want. Don't let anyone but you control your internet. NordVPN keeps you safe from prying eyes wherever you go online with their military-grade encryption. Is your favorite Netflix or streaming content blocked in the US? You can simply connect to one of the many countries available with NordVPN and get the access you need.
That's right, Maya. So right now, get our exclusive NordVPN deal here at nordvpn.com/SMI. It's risk-free now with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, get that exclusive deal, nordvpn.com/SMI.